Okay, here we go. What's the best advice you could give to a 24-year-old trying to level up their life and impact others? All right, I'm been sipping, so I think I might be a prick. And chat, one more time. My head's kind of big. I know. What about it? Oh, you're saying in regard to this? I mean, dude, I have a huge head. What do you want me to do, Lade? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Here's what might be my advice to you. Move. Do you live in your hometown? Move. Go do something you've always wanted to do but didn't have the balls to do. Go move somewhere and live somewhere else for a few months. Go take a chance. You're 24. To level up your life, expand the openness of your mind, bro. Would be my answer. You're 24, man. You're trying to level up your life, so do it. How do you do that? Go explore, go hike, go meet somebody. One night when you're just feeling the urge to stay inside and not talk to anybody, go out to that local bar where you've met a few people before. Move away from where you're from is my #1 piece of advice. It is, Lade. My head is huge. No, I'm dead ass. Like, it's a Donofrio trait. I'm drunk enough to openly tell y'all my last name. It's a Donofrio trait. My head is fucking huge. It's literally a Donofrio trait. Move away from where you're from is my life advice. Okay, this is a confession. Somebody gave a confession. We're doing the confessions now. Confession, around 2013, I moved to another country to be with a woman I thought I was gonna marry. Oof, already tough. Honestly, on a personal level, I've met chicks who I thought I was, or been with chicks I thought, like, yo, like, this is it for me. For me, this is probably it. Ugh, already a heartbreaker. I lived there for 2 weeks in the other country. And I got a phone call from my substitute. I'm going to start this over. I've been drinking. Confession. Around 2013, I moved to another country to be with a woman I thought I was going to marry. I lived there for 2 weeks and I got a phone call from my significant other who was in France on vacation with her family. She informed me that she got drunk and cheated on me with a stranger. I was devastated. My dumbass stayed with her for another 3 years. Then she broke it off with me. I haven't been able to have a normal romantic relationship since. Like, I have had dates and significant others, but none that lasted or were comfortable. How do I get back out there? I mean, man, this is tough. This is just tough. You got cheated on. And you kind of denied it, whoever this is, and you went with it. I would say this. Ask yourself, like, Rebecca, good to see you. This is unfair. I'm gonna ask you to ask yourself a question. Did you stay with them because of the opportunity? Or did you stay with them because you genuinely love them? I think you genuinely love them. Honestly. I think otherwise you would have stated in this life advice. Whoever submitted this. I think if you genuinely didn't love them and you were there for the opportunity, because I could put myself in this scenario and go, if I were in that opportunity, I'd just tell her, look, I wouldn't even say anything. I might just let it ride so I could live in that country for a while and have my fun. The unfortunate reality is that it sounds like this left you with, I don't know if this left you feeling untrustworthy in relationships. Here would be my advice. You move back, man. You made a decision. I'm sure part of the reason you were invested was because a lot of your future was tied to them. So if I move to Italy, I'm in Italy a week without that person, but I'm married to them, and then they're like, yo, I fucked somebody else, my bad, but I'll be home tomorrow. Right? I've staked my future on that person, where I live. So I would say this, remind yourself that maybe you chose to look by it subconsciously, or maybe you just genuinely had faith. I don't think you're wrong for having faith. I personally am somebody who thinks it's possible to be cheated on and forgive somebody, or vice versa, or understand what led to it. For instance, you married a foreigner in this instance, whoever submitted this. Who said that? Who said that? And like, cultures are different. It's like maybe in this country, it's a little less weird to kiss somebody on the lip, right? Cultures are different. I personally think a cheat is an immediate deal breaker. It just depends on the scenario, Nick, because it's not always. And you're not wrong for your hard disagree, right? I agree. I agree for the most part. I also think there are instances where it's not always. That's why I hesitate. I do agree with y'all that most cases, yes, a cheat is a hard disagree. Here we go. Nick, we're doing life advice. You can read it on screen. This person moved to another country with somebody. They got cheated on in 2 weeks and stayed with them another 3 years. Now they're having a hard time relating, connecting with other people. To the person who wrote this, man, here's my advice. Whatever reason you did it, you did it. And it's over. You getting cheated on didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen without a sign. And I think what I'm about to say is unfair. Command disclaimer, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a therapist. I think you allowed yourself to be suspended. You had a red flag, and I think for whether intentionally or unintentionally, you chose to look past that red flag. So my answer would be this, where you said, I haven't been able to have a normal romantic interaction or relationship. Here would be my take, man. Allow yourself to have that relationship. Because the shitty relationship that whoever had in this instant, you allowed yourself to a degree. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming whoever this fucking person is. Because I've been there, bro. I've been there. Not cheated on, but different red flags that I've looked past. I've been there. I understand you love somebody. You care for them. I understand. I would say that you need to allow yourself to have a happy relationship. Because to a degree, you allowed yourself to have this one by ignoring red flags, intentionally or unintentionally. I would say on a positive note, you didn't not have evidence. You had evidence to cut this relationship off early. You did not act on it. Meaning, even in this explanation, you've said you got the call 2 weeks in and that you were devastated and you even called yourself a dumbass. So here would be my advice. Move into any relationship that's coming towards you with full throttle speed and embrace it. And I hope you find it, man, or girl, or whoever you are. You deserve to, and you will. You have to pay attention to red flags. This is a story that involves a red flag you ignored. You've learned your lesson. My friend, whoever you are, allow, and the key word here is allow yourself to have a happy relationship. Because you're worried about getting caught up. But if you get caught up and you're starting to fall for the person and you see that red flag, you know what you do this time? You pull yourself right out. You pull yourself right out and then you're good. Devil's advocate is fair, Nick, but your devil's advocate doesn't apply. Your devil's advocate is irrelevant. You're free to make it, but it's irrelevant to this story because this person had a red flag. Your devil's advocate has no place here. That's not to talk shit. It's just fact. That person had a red flag. All right, next one. Okay, next one. Oh, that's fair too, Nick. But, whoa. Okay. I like this one. I'm so drunk. I'm trying not to smoke because if I smoke, I'm going to be fucked up. I'm good, man. I'm trying to keep in character and in stature tonight, Nick. So, I honestly, this is, like, I'm going to be real with you. I have not... This is like the first stream in history I have not read. I can't think of another stream in my streaming history that I have read less messages in from chat. I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm reading way less messages and moving along with this because this is like, I have a true intent and purpose here. Dear Abby, lol. I love whoever wrote this already. I want to make a difference in politics and stay updated on news, but every time I turn on a news channel, I feel like I'm being advertised to, and every time I read some bad news, I feel exhausted. I relate. I feel bad for feeling exhausted. There are people out there being affected by unfair things that I have the power to change. And I want to be active. But I'm just overwhelmed with the terrible news. Any advice? I relate because I feel exhausted all the time by the news. I was raised by amazing women and men. I've always had amazing women in my life. I think that's why I love women so much and just am genuinely not a misogynist. And genuinely, though I can admit sometimes where I might be being a little misogynistic, I'm not, right? You need to surround yourself. It's tough, man. I read all this shit and I'm like, fuck. I understand whoever wrote this life advice. My advice is this. A few things. And again, command disclaimer, none of what I'm saying is correct or accurate and the right answer. I am merely a person who's drinking Hennessy on the internet. DJ Cheps, good to see you. I met your boy on Sunday. I'm spacey with messages, so I might not respond to many. If you want to make a difference, go make one. How do you do that? So many ways. Go protest. Go march. Go vote. Go educate people. Go work the polls. You could become a poll day worker, right? Go. There's so many different ways you can help. Find your specific item you want to help with and concentrate on just that.
Anonymous has gifted a sub to
Thank you,
Chaps.
Anonymous. Chaps, my guy. Say you want to work on the homelessness issue. Go dedicate the next, right? Hey, maybe you have a day job. You can't just dedicate your life randomly. Okay, fair. Once every 4 months, go work a soup kitchen. There's so many ways you can help in this life, bro. It's about putting your foot out there. And sometimes we get verklempt and caught up with how to do instead of just doing. Because here's the reality. You're getting caught up and stuck because of the inevitable, insane amount of options you have. Just pick one of those options and you'll feel good. Pick one of those options and you'll feel good. As for feeling negative about the news cycle, that's a reality, bro. Our country, our world is in a place. I'm not going to say the worst place it's ever been, but I'm going to tell you this. How you feel about watching the news, in my opinion, is because the news sucks. Because we're living in a time where people want Americans want a theocracy. people are submitting to religion the same way we as the United States of America escaped religious persecution. The same reasons this country was formed might be the reasons this country falls apart. So if you feel depressed by the news, I'm going to tell you right now, bruv. I feel depressed by the news. I've been griping and gripping with depression and issues and feeling okay and just feeling like, are we going to fucking talk about this? I often feel like I'm going insane because I sit here and wonder if I'm the only person seeing this. You're A-okay, whoever wrote this. Go volunteer. Go help a soup kitchen. Go work a poll on a voting a day. Go do something to help, and that one thing will lead you to feeling better and more whole. Because the reality is you can't do everything, but you can do something. And if you allow yourself the chance to find one thing,
Anonymous has gifted a sub to Laidlaw.
find one thing, concentrate on one thing, and you can do something. Is my advice. Anonymous, I'm almost positive, is Nick. Whoever is anonymous, thank you. Next. All right, this next one is very heavy, but we are gonna do it. I don't think it's inappropriate. It's a little heavy. I don't think it's inappropriate. I'm not really sure if this is fitted for life advice, but I'd love your input on this. Of course, if this is, you know what's so fucking funny, man? Whoever wrote this, I do this shit all the time. Disclaimer. Whoever wrote this, I relate to you so much. Hey, like, don't answer this if it's wrong. I'm sorry if I'm sending this. Just trying to be careful. Thank you to the person who gifted 2 anonymous subs. My estranged father passed away this year. I had no contact with him for various reasons, and I knew he was dying. I knew I'd be getting the call sooner or later from my also estranged narcissistic older sister. I had already gone and collected any belongings I wanted for my keepsake. I wasn't looking for any monetary gain from his passing. I knew he had little to nothing. Maybe a small life insurance policy, if anything. But I wasn't worried about it. I honestly put a lot of trust and faith that my older sister would do the right thing. Come to find out, however, my older sister lied, so my dad had no policy. When he did, she forged his will, so I wouldn't be on it to receive any of the life insurance. I know the will is forged since there are no witnesses, when there were legally should be, making it invalid. I confronted her that she forged it and the insurance policy, and she ignored me. I have multiple family members telling me to do different things, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. I don't have the funds at this time to do any legal action, but I'd love an outsider's point of view. Legally, you have something to go off. You need money. I hate to say this. You need money. Because what she's doing is assuming that you don't have the money to pay for it. If anything you're saying is true here, you have a few options. First is this. Bury it and move. Move on. Forget about it. Who cares? You didn't want it. You won't take it. There's nothing right or wrong about anything I'm about to say. What I would do is legally contest it. You have probable, like, this is just, if you know legally there have to be witnesses and you know something's weird, you have something to stand on unless they have messages from you, which I don't see how they would. Here's would be my first thing. Was the will notarized? If the will wasn't notarized, it's not legal. If the will wasn't done legally, as silly as this is to say, it's not legal. It's invalid. So my advice would be this. Either you're done with it and you move on, you want to remove this toxicity from your life, or you want to say, you know what? Fuck it. I want this bread. Fuck you. I want a couple of $1,000 for the trouble of being related to this prick. You're not wrong for anything. I would say that you could easily legally contest this, especially if there's no viewers or witnesses, and especially if it wasn't notarized. Here's the thing. In this life advice, you told me one important thing legally that helps me as somebody who wanted to be a lawyer, who isn't, who's going off insufficient information. Of course, wait, hold on. I knew he was dying. I knew he was dying implies, I'm just going to say this outright. Did he have cancer? Did this person know they have cancer and they conveniently didn't make a will? I know I'm going to die, but I'm going to let my kids fight over the estate after. You can win this. If you don't have the FEDIA, I'm sorry, man. You don't have a case. You need money. Maybe you can pitch yourself to a lawyer and say, I can pay you off of this, but I know I'm owed money. Right? You told me one thing that is the most important of all this. You knew he was dying. Which means that he knew he was dying. Which means that he should have a will. And if he doesn't, you have some grounds to question it on. You also have grounds to question it on if you have proof. Proof. P-R-O-O-F. Do you have proof that your sister said he had no life insurance policy and then magically she had all of it? You have proof. So you could probably talk to a lawyer and say, I don't have the money. If I were you, here's what I would do. I would run my cunt sister for everything I could. I'm a dog. If anybody tried to do me like that, I'm not. Yes, facts. If you know it was forged, thank you, Melkor. I'm a fucking asshole, man. If you all know one thing about me, it's this. As long as it doesn't destroy me, you're gonna get it. Did you do me wrong? It didn't destroy me? There's gonna be a point where that wrongness is returned to you. I wouldn't do it for the money. I would do it so that I could, and this is probably vindictive. This is probably salty. This is probably small of me. Here's the thing. You ain't gonna get something that I should have been entitled to, that my father or mother left to me, whether you love them or not. So if I were you, I would get a lawyer. I would have them investigate it. It's all public information. Most stupid fucking people. I'm gonna guess you're white too. I'm sorry, this is so unfair. This is just shit white people do. Fuck each other over and don't have each other's best self-interest and like turn against their family. I guarantee they expect you not to even do a minuscule amount of research. You can have a lawyer do work for you for hours without paying them. That's the secret. You can have a lawyer investigate something, come back with nothing. Just be open with that lawyer. Hey, I don't have money. This is what I think. This is my scenario. I have $100 for your trouble. The best way to go about this is to explain it to a lawyer and offer, hey, I have $100 for an hour with you or your trouble, and just have a few dollars to talk to them. Call them personally. I would pursue this if I were you, whoever this is. Anybody ever tried to do that to me? I would do it, win the money, and openly tell them I'm never going to spend it. I did this so that you wouldn't have it. I can be vindictive. I can be salty. I'll be honest, chat. You ain't gonna, because here's the thing. This scenario calls for it. You aren't going to misuse my father's, my mother's, somebody who I love. You're not gonna use them.
$20. What do you got? $20.
Nick Romy cheered.
You are not gonna use
X100.
them.
This
get
is
what
about
you
1/100th of the cost of a lawyer to send an email for you.
Not true. A lawyer could send an email for free. Just depends if they believe your case. Not true, Nick, but thank you for the 100 bits. All right, moving on. Next one. If you believe you can document this, I would fight it. Okay, we got a long one here. Life advice. Sip the Henny. Been contemplating. That's why you offer them money. That's why you say, hey, whatever your hourly rate is, here it is. I have it for you waiting. I just want to know if my sister's like... Exactly, Stu Gotts. Exactly. Most offer a free consultation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So a lawyer can tell you better if you have a foot to stand on or not. For free, probably. Thank you. Thank you, Stu Gotts. I should have been said that, but I didn't. Thank you, Floral. Thank you. Okay, been contemplating if I made the right choice in life. I moved to California for a job with my girlfriend at the time. We were together for 7 years. 2 years after moving to Cali, we break up and I moved back to my hometown. I think I know who this is. I know people say moving back home was probably a bad idea, but I have a family business that hopefully I will take over one day. There was possible growth at my job in Cali, but I thought I could climb the ladder faster in my business. That doesn't seem like the case. I've been trying to make choices that make me happy, but seems like nothing is really working on how I thought. My life advice to you is to make decisions for yourself. Whoever submitted this, there's nothing wrong with moving away and moving back home. You didn't lose, you didn't fail. You explored and it wasn't for you or this, that. My advice is this. If you're not getting what you wanted out of your family business and you're giving it a lot, go somewhere you think you can get more out of. Like, there's no wrong answer here, man. There's none. But there's this. Whatever you were doing in California or another state, if you still to this day think I could still move up that ladder quickly and quicker than I currently am, go back. Like, you have to do what's best for you. Doing what's best for you isn't best for your family. It's easy to get roped in and think you owe it to your family to take over the business. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. You have to do what's best for you and whatever you gauge. If you think, like, because here's the thing. This whole life advice is about this. This life advice is about nothing else but this sentence. I've been trying to make choices that make me happy. Nothing is working out. You need to give it a fair... Sumi makes a good point here. You have to give it a fair amount of time. Right? If you've been home less than a year and you're not moving up the corporate ladder as quick as you thought you would, that's because you shouldn't. You've only been home less than a year. If the goal is to be happy, just pay close attention. You have nothing to worry about. Keep moving forward with what you've been doing. if you've given a fair amount of time to your job and you're still unhappy, then think about it. But if this is about being happy, and 1 year of anything, like, happiness takes effort and time. So be patient. But also assess your situation. And I gotta be frank with whoever submitted this. I'm gonna give you my honest answer. If I had a family company that I had to prove myself, I would go do what I wanted. I'm gonna be frank. For better or worse, I'm gonna admit this. Drunk or sober. If I had a family business I could go into and I had to prove myself, period, before I could have something, I'd probably go do what I wanted first. Because unless that family business was something that made me happy, how could I end with happiness? And like, as selfish as this is, unless I could know I was going to be the boss and the owner, and I was going to make a crazy amount of bread from it, I'd probably go do something I wanted to work for. If I'm going to work for something, I want it to be mine. If I feel as though I'm working at this family business and there's 4 other people ahead of me because they've proved themselves, and right, as selfish and nepotism as this is nepotism, I'll admit. I'm not taking it. I'm going to go build something for myself. Because I want an option. If I don't get, here's my thing. This is me. If I'm not taking the option unless the option is happiness. Meaning, if I don't think I could live a sick life, have a family, do all these things, and just inherit this business, does that lead to happiness? Probably not. Right? I'm going to go earn it then. I'm going to go earn my happiness. I don't know. Like, I would be careful with that, man. Resentment can build. Anger can build. Just make sure you do whatever makes you happy. Because your life advice tells me happiness is the goal.
Rick Sanchez, you son of a bitch!
Thank you, Anonymous.
Anonymous has gifted us.
Your message tells me happiness is the goal. Ask yourself the question in the mirror. Why does taking over my family business make me happy? Ask yourself that. If you don't have an answer, why are you pursuing this? While I agree with that, Nick, I'm going full nepotism mode. If I can't just fucking bullshit, raise a family, have fun, inherit this business and whatever, I need to earn it. Like, I don't need to earn approval from my family or my dad or my mom or this, that. I'm going to go earn approval elsewhere. I already have that by default. I don't know. That's just my take. I could be wrong. All right. Good life advice. I love this one. Should I invest in crypto? I mean, I would argue that inheriting it means nothing, but if he never has to worry about paying a bill, he or she, who cares? Like, what if this person's goals aren't mine? Nick. This person's goals aren't mine. What if this person's goals is to have a reliable job and raise a family? Unless I'm over... You know what I mean? If those are my goals, I better take over that business so I can fucking treat my wife and my kids right. Should I invest in crypto? You just have to be safe, man. This is not a... I can't give advice on this because this is like financial shit. What you should do, whoever submitted this, is whatever you're comfortable with. And always remember this one rule. If you can't afford it 3 times over, you can't afford it. So if you want to bet $1,000 on something, but you can't afford to bet $3,000, don't do it. Floral, yes. I would say this, crypto markets are down right now. This is a market where you could take advantage. But, whatever you're comfortable investing is your own risk, man, or gal, or whoever. So like, maybe invest a little bit if you're comfortable, but don't invest the whole bank. And also, like, the thing that's leading me to say this is the war in Ukraine. Crypto comes with a big but, facts. I would say if you are not investing in other stocks, don't start with crypto. I mean, buy $50, it can't hurt you, right? Make sure it can't hurt you. Make sure it can't hurt you. Just tread carefully, man, because, like, I personally believe in crypto. Yo, Johnny boy, how are you doing? You should roll a blunt. But, like, just tread carefully, man. Don't overinvest. Don't get lost in the sauce. And don't think you see something other people don't. Just be careful. Just be careful. Crypto, just like anything else, is a risk, man. So here's the thing. This is the easiest thing. Should I invest is the question. That's the question. Should I invest? You should only invest in something that you believe in with calculated reason, and invest in something that you can afford to, when you invest, say bye to the money. So if I make $100 investment, in that moment, I say to that $100, bye-bye, nice knowing you, and I never expect to make it back. That's the only time you should invest. That's it. That's it. Somebody trolled me. I love this one. I'm going to do this even though they trolled me. I think this... Oh, no, my weed. No. I'm drunk, dude. I'm drunk. Oh, not like this. Mother bitch. My Hennessy. Don't invest in something that you expect to make money off of in the next 3 years, is my advice to you. If you expect to make money and change your life in the next 3 years, don't invest in it. Is my honest advice. And it's all a gamble, and you need to tread carefully. Cheers, chat. I'm ripping a 1-y. I don't give a fuck. Hold on. I need to rip a 1-y. We still got a bunch of life advices left. Cheers. I never do that. I just let out so much smoke in my own. Get out of here, Satan. Get out of here, Satan.
What do you got?
I just let out so much smoke with my
Nick
window
Romy
closed.
cheered. X100. Dig the suit. Just noticed.
Oh, okay. We're back. Yo, Nick, thank you for the bits, man. I appreciate you, my guy. Voller, we're my son, my child. We're in the middle. In a minute. We will check all that shit after. We gotta get through this, though. We're in the middle. I got you. Okay. All right, somebody like gave life advice. Oh, I like this one. I like this next one. I actually like this next one. I feel like I relate to this. How do I get a girl I met on the internet? No different than you get a girl in real life. You just talk to her and you understand that there's something going on. It's so possible, and by the way, it's totally okay to meet somebody online. There's nothing wrong with that, man, or gal, or whoever. But how do I get at a girl? Here's how you do it. Do you feel something or do you not? Like, you have to, here's the issue, man, and like, I'm gonna assume that you're a guy, because as a guy, I relate to this. There is a level of feeling weird. Like, I'm gonna assume a few things. I'm gonna take a few liberties. I'm gonna assume you're a dude who isn't a piece of shit. I'm gonna assume you're a dude who's wholesome and you're just trying to get at a girl you're really into. And that you don't do this, like, you know, if you're into somebody, you'll do it. But you're not, like, going nuts, messaging people all the time. Like, I'm into you, right? I'm gonna assume a fair thing about you. You're gonna have to take a risk at some point, my guy. You're gonna have to say, holy cow, like, you're so fucking cute. Or like, oh my God, like, you look so beautiful. Like, if you really want to know, you're just gonna have to, like, it's difficult, man. Whoever submitted this, I can't give a straight answer. You just have to feel it's there. Like, you have to ask yourself, don't call her cow. Who called a lady? Who did that? Nobody here did that. You just have to ask yourself, man, are you forcing conversations or are they happening free flowing? Does she seem interested or is she just responding? Like, I'm assuming, like, this is somebody you have a connection with. Like, maybe you're in somebody else's stream and you started talking to that, you know, that person who's always in there, right? Yo, let's not be misogynistic now. She said that obviously Nick is joking. Chat, friendly reminder, if you do anything in somebody's channel and they say thank you, that's all it is. Like, just because you gift somebody a woman subs doesn't mean she loves you. You just, this is so hard, man, because, like, listen, dude, I sometimes have trouble. I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm gonna be super real with chat right now. I sometimes have trouble being like, Am I gonna jump the gun if I, like, kind of be like, yo, this, that? Or am I reading into something too much, or do I feel something? Like, it's difficult. It's difficult to read. These are social cues. My advice would be this. So long as your intentions are pure, you're not a dog in the sense of you try to do this once a week to a different girl, and you're just trying to find a girl to bite. My advice would be take a risk now and then and say, hey, like, yo, I'm around here. Are you ever in this part of the state or the country? Or take a risk. My advice would be, as long as your intentions are pure and you're not trying to be a piece of shit or a dog or whatever your intentions are, you have to take a risk at some point, man. Like, at some point or another, if you're talking to her. Now, again, if you're asking, get at a girl I met on the internet, like, she messaged me in a chat.
Cheered.
Thank you for the 200 bits,
200.
Nick, so much. Meaning, oh, one night she added me in a Twitch chat. Right? That doesn't mean she's into you. At all. as long as you don't think you're confusing a woman's attention with a woman's affection, you're fine. Like, here would be my advice, honestly, about this. Picture this chick as a dude, and you're straight. Maybe you're bi, maybe you're whatever. Picture this. Picture you're a straight dude, and that person you're talking about is a dude. Have the things they've done in this time indicated to you there might be a little something else? Like, you might be like, wait, what? Is something going on here? Like, what I'm asking you is, has this person made it obvious? Because I promise you, if a girl's into you, I've always lived by this. I promise you, if a girl's into you, she'll let you know and you'll never be mistaken. I'm not saying women are like super like, again, there have been times where I think a chick's into me, but it hasn't been like that, and I step off. And I did, you know? Right? If a chick's definitely into you, there's never going to be a confusion. I don't get what you mean backseating. Thank you, 200 bits. I feel you. It's definitely difficult to read over the internet as well. I would just say this, man. Be friends with her first. Enjoy time with her before you try, like, because getting at her can be so many different things, is my advice. I'm picturing you as a dude, and like, I'm picturing this as me. Just try to be friendly. Just ask, you know, not even how they're doing, because trust me, women get asked how they're doing all the time. Be creative. Lol, could you, like, enter rambunctiously. My best advice when dealing with women is to not keep it kosher and not keep it vanilla. Make it fucking absolutely curated to that conversation. Say it's somebody you met in another chat. Bro, when such and such did that the other night, I was about to fucking unplug my PC. Leave it at that. See if they respond to you, right? My advice is also not to over message. That person is going to give you a message very quickly, right? If they don't respond to you often or they respond plainly, move on. But if they respond to you quickly and the conversation is engaging, right? Then let it ride. You just, there is a level of social reading. And you just have to develop it. Yeah, Nick, you are correct the majority of the time, but I do like, I know people, like, here's the only thing. Nick, you are correct. Mouse! Honestly, Mouse, I almost messaged you earlier to get in here. I thought you would enjoy tonight. Mouse! Motherfucking Mouse. Dude, just so you improve, here's my take, man. Like, don't kid yourself. And goons. Goons! I haven't read chat in a minute. Like, most people you have affection for, you're never gonna even meet in person. Something I've learned. There's been tons of people who I've been like, oh my God, this person's so attractive. Holy shit. What an awesome human. I literally just want to like go out and have fun with them. Not even anything more. But I'll never meet some of those people. That's the harsh reality. I totally believe in the idea of finding somebody that's your person and you just know it. I do. A part of me always will and will believe in that. That you can just have that interaction. And Twitch is not a dating app, chat. I can't stress this. But I do also believe at the same time that like you could like kick it off with somebody you met in somebody's Twitch's chat. And before you know it, you started talking exclusively in whispers for a year and a half. And before you knew it, you were getting a drink together. You know what I mean? I do believe in that shit, bruv. So like, my advice is to take a chance. Do it respectfully. And this is the last one. This is law. I'm still on the last one. Do it respectfully. Don't do it in a way where like, reputation is a real thing and you have to be aware of your reputation. So if you're somebody who's going around to chicks just asking them to like FaceTime or this, that, or try to get to know them better, that's going to go around and you deserve that. If your intentions are pure and you are just doing it the right way and you're not being a creep, I think we know when we're doing that. I think we know when we're sometimes being creepy. By the way, it's okay to be a little creepy. Sometimes we're all a little creepy sometimes and we overstep or we do this, that. It's really okay. We're all human. I'm going to go get my Brita because I'm so thirsty. Oh, and I'm going to pour up some more Hennessy. I shouldn't, but I'm gonna. Give me 1 second. We're going to the next line. Ice, a cup of ice and a fucking. I totally get that. Found mine. See, yo, back seating. Appreciate you. Bacon, it's good to see you, my guy. I hope you're well tonight. Again, how do I get at a girl on the internet? You just have to take a chance, and I hope that you have the assumption that either A, she is at least into you, or B, you're confident enough that like again, it's very easy to be lustful for people. It's very easy to 1 week be like this person, that person, that person, this person. If you like genuinely feel a connection, take a shot, man. Get embarrassed is my advice. Just don't be disrespectful. Like don't, right? That's my advice. As long as you feel something there, send that message, man. Just be respectful. And don't keep it plain. Chicks don't like that, man, in my experience. Hi, how are you? Hi, how was your day? Dude, chicks get asked that on the street by people they don't even know. Make it something you can relate to. They can relate, you know what I mean? How do you save money? How do you budget your money? My father growing up was very frugal. My dad currently is very frugal. My dad, I just dropped my lighter in here. My dad's a very frugal person on the life advice here. So like, how do I save money? I can't really answer this. Because I was literally raised around somebody who was a frugal, careful person. How do I save money? By doing this. Here's how you save money, man. Here's how you save money. Calculate how much you earn in a year. Roughly. If you can't get the exact number, do it roughly. How much money am I going to earn in a calendar year, right? Figure out what you're paying every month, no matter what. Say you earn $30,000 a year. And you know no matter what, you're paying $5,000 for rent, electric, water, trash, internet. And maybe you can even factor food in there, right? Food could be something you consistently spend the same amount of money on. Calculate how much you need a year for what you need. What are your needs? It's nothing on your... Well, this is how I do it. I have a credit card. I never get into debt. Never, ever get into debt if you can help it. There are some times where it's going to be no. I was about to take another hit. I shouldn't smoke. There are going to be times where it might be appropriate for you to get into a little bit of debt. But chances are you're going to know it when you know it. When you're trying to open a business or this, that. Don't use a credit card. Don't use it as a free money thing. Calculate how much you're gonna spend. Nick, thank you for the 420 bits. You're gonna spend in a night or in a month. Okay, so my rent, my this, my that, my that. These are my definites. These are my, if I don't go out once a year, I don't splurge and buy the $60 bottle instead of the $30 bottle of Hennessy, right? And just pay attention to what you need. Like, what are you spending your money on? Are you spending your money on food? Because food is one of the biggest lies. People spend so much money on food. They'll spend $30 on food in one sitting when $100 should get you through 6 days. You know what I mean? You feel me? That's not even close when it comes to a number. So like cooking your own food at home, cutting out Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or the little things that you do that you enjoy. And listen, you might enjoy those things. You can find it. Say you're like, dude, bitch, I just need my Dunkin' every day. Bet. So buy Dunkin' Donuts coffee, make it at home, and make your own drink every day. And make it for yourself. And you're going to save money throughout the year. If you spend $4 on a coffee, no. If you spend $10 on a coffee a week, that's $40 a month. That's over $400 a year. Right? Could you stand to have $400 in your bank account? That's a small amount. Most people who go to Starbucks every day or fucking Dunkin' spend way more than $10 in a week. I'm being fair with that number. Buy it at home. Do it at home, motherfucker. Like dead ass. Make it at home. It's easy to make coffee at home. There are little things you can institute into your daily behaviors or life that you can just make, I would reckon. And FYI, if you can't, and you're like, I've tried that, then I don't know. Like, I am at a loss. Maybe you're like, but my situation is. Nick, thank you for the 420 bits, my guy. Like, say you spend $3 a day. That's not a lot of money. $3 a day, what's that? On Starbucks. FYI, chances are if you stop at Starbucks every day, you're not spending $3 because that's a black coffee. If you go to Starbucks every day, I guarantee you're spending $4.80 plus. But I'm going to be fair. Say you go to Starbucks every day, or that you work on weekdays, 5 days a week. 5 times $3 is $15. 15 times 4 is fucking $55. Yeah, right? Like, we're adding up numbers. So how do you save money? I know this is almost an unfair answer. Cut out the fat. Cut out the fat. Cut out the fat. A lot of people order out and this, that. It's hard to save money, though. It is. It is. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. I'm saying everything I'm saying. I'm going to, let me fully acknowledge. Everything I'm saying is from the perspective of somebody who had a job throughout COVID, who had a job throughout the pandemic, who had the luxury of working from home. This is why I hit command disclaimer. Command disclaimer. Like, I might be wrong. Like, I might be being unfair. Right? But I'm telling you, I bet there's some area in your life that you could trim some of the fat. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm going to take what I believe to be the majority of the time answer here. There are places like you can cut out. And you might be thinking, dude, I don't want to cook X amount of time and nights a week. I do that shit. I cook for myself every night. Do you know how, I know I've ordered a lot for myself on stream, especially, I know I've been there, man. I know. I've also, again, had the luxury of having a roommate to split rent with. So maybe I'm wrong here. And maybe you're listening, whoever submitted this, and you're going, Till, I just don't think I gave enough information. Like, we're in a recession. The reality is that, we're in a position where, it's tough for a lot of people. So my take here might not be fair. I have to stress that. On to the next. I'm high, I'm drunk, I don't even know what anymore. Okay. What's the next one? Somebody said give and get head at least once a day. If you're lucky enough and the Lord blesses you. All right. Somebody asked the question. I love this one. How much money should I have handy before moving out to a different state? I have a direct answer for you. I'll tell you how much I had. I had about $7,000 saved up. I personally think you can go below that because I've told y'all before, my shit got moved for free. I paid for my ticket and all this, that. But my shit got moved for free. I also could have not taken my shit I wanted to take and just taken a backpack worth of stuff and suitcase, right? I'd say around $6,000 to $8,000. You need to have enough to wherever you're gonna live, you need to be able to say this to yourself. I can exist for the next month and a half, 2 months. I can exist for the next 2 to 3 months doing nothing. And FYI, who did that?
Hope you enjoy your communion gift, Father sent via thronegifts.com.
I missed that. Somebody just did a throne gift. No. Who did it? Goons, you son of a bitch. Goons. Goons, you're a legend. Thank you so much, Goons. You've literally bought 2 gifts for me off of Throne. Thank you so much, Goons. You spoil me for real, for real. I can't believe you got me the fucking bread. Goons didn't just get me anything, chat. She got me an order. It's going to be at my house, and who now knows how long when. It's literally a giant pillow that's just a loaf of fucking baguette bread. It's baguette. It's 31 inches long. Fucking absolute.
Pause.
Goons, dude, you don't have, no. Goons, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, dog. Thank you. 6 months of bills. Stugatz is right with the 6 months of bills. Yo, Tansy. Goons. Yo, y'all are some legends. I love this, by the way. Everything we're doing tonight, I love. Making more money and saving easily. And honestly, to whoever submitted that last thing, you know your situation. So, like, how quick do you think you can get a job or this, that? What song would you like to hear, Cyber? Vandy. Oh, Goon, or Johnny 3, dude. A day one. Johnny 3 with the fucking, you know what's, I'm gonna get emotional, dude. I'm drunk. We got John and Goons as they should. The founder badges. Like, it's just, y'all were in the first 30 people to sub to me. It's just right. Like, y'all stayed. Like, y'all, I don't want to talk about it too much. I'm gonna get, it's the Hennessy. Like, I don't want to, anyway, y'all, nah, I gotta calm down. Pour a little more. I can't wait to be hungover at work. How much money should I have before moving to another state? How much is your rent? So long as you can survive from 3 to 5 months without lifting your finger, you're good, right? So long as you can struggle to get by but not even have to work, you're like, I'm eating ramen every meal. But I can afford rent for 4 months, 5, 6 months, right? You know your own situation. I personally would say between $5,000 and $10,000. And yeah. Okay. Next. I like that one. I'm just gonna put this on chat because it's appropriate. Give and get head at least once a day. I mean, if you got it like that, amen to you. Honestly, I gotta be real with you, chat. This is super fucked up to admit. Can I admit something to y'all? I have a confession. Hold on, let's go back. Chat, I have a confession to make. I have a confession. This is my turn. Whenever people live to be crazy old, all I think is like, wow. That's my guy right there. Or that's my gal. Like, all I think is like, you fucked almost every day. Like, you got your blood circulating. Like, you experience, like, you just fucked, I bet, every other day for a quarter to half of your life. I bet you just, every time somebody's like, oh, they live to be 103. All I think is like, damn. I bet somebody blew them or fucking cunnilingus every other day for their whole life. Like, literally is what I think. I'm sorry. That's what I think. You know, they live to be 99. I'm like, that's crazy. They fucked every single day. They got laid. That's nuts. That's my confession. All right, we're back. Give and get head at least once a day. I bet Stu Gotts did that one. All right, next. How do I know I'm using the correct Google form? All right, if we're gonna troll, fuck y'all. No trolling. Man, honestly, I feel a type of way about this. This isn't like life advice. Here's what I would say this. As long as you're not disrespecting or hyper inconveniencing somebody and they're not violating anybody, I mean, sure. I agree with this. But whoever put this into life advice, very defensive. Like, my response to this isn't even what it says, but it's what it says in the subtext. For sure. I've explained what life advice is, and I would say that, like, whenever you're defensive, you can drop it, big dog, whoever it is. I agree nobody's going to look out for you, and you got to look out for your best interest, but it's okay to trust and love. You know what I'm saying? Like, while a part of me agrees with this statement, the overwhelming majority of me says, fuck that energy, give yourself to people, and if they wrong you, move past it and understand it's just the human folly. Like, these are just the pain, like, this is what we go through in this life. This is the joy of being a human, is experiencing pain sometimes. We get to experience it. What's the difference between you and a giraffe? You have sentient thought, like, you have cognizant thought. The joy is that you get to fucking feel that sometimes. Like, give yourself to people, so long as you trust them and you've done your due diligence. Don't be so defensive is my response to this one, honestly. If I'm being as real as I can, man. For life advice. You're right, nobody's gonna look out for you, but some people are. And the people you are is gonna be worth it. So give yourself, man. Not wholeheartedly all the time, not off top, not when you first meet them, not just because. Don't shun yourself and don't shunt your own growth. Because sometimes it's that same pain that you're going to experience that's going to take you to a new height, level, experience, mentality, euphoria. I would argue whoever wrote this, you might have had a tenacity within you, and that I, as a person, understand, because I get angry all the time. Look out for you, for sure. But remember, the best times in your life are going to come because you gave yourself to somebody else. And I don't mean in a wholehearted, like, I just let them do whatever they want to me. Y'all know what I mean. So don't hold back, too. Because if you adhere to just this message right here, you're not going to experience life as it's, in my opinion, meant to be lived fully. That's my opinion. Pain is a part of life, man. What did Bob Marley say? You say you love, is it Bob Marley? You say you love the rain, yet you seek shelter from it when it comes down. You say you love the sun, yet the shade is where you reside, or something like that. So don't you understand why I'm a little distrustful when you say you love me? It's this idea, like, just give yourself, man. Like, we're gonna die one day. Wouldn't you have rather had the experience than just felt fucking alone and empty? That's how I feel. This one hits close to home for me. My parents and grandparents are always at odds and constantly force me into the middle of their problems. Any advice? Tell them when they're doing it. If they're willing to use you as a tool, then by the same token, you can call them on that. What, are they both gonna disown you? If they really, my advice to you is if they really view you as a tool, then give them flack and give them bounce back. And don't buy into it. And if they can only love you as far as they can use you as a tool, they don't really love you at all. Is my advice to you. My life advice on this is that that's unacceptable behavior. Don't jump the gun. Talk to them. Express yourself to them. Tell them how it makes you feel. Especially if you're younger. You're like 19 still, or 20. Let them know how it makes you feel. If they ostracize you for that, they would have ostracized you the second they could have stopped using you as a tool against the other party. You're not going to lose anything. Tell them how it makes you feel, and if their reaction is to be the same over a long amount of period of time, you have an answer. Tell them. And call them out. Ah! So you're just going to throw me in the middle? I love them too. I love you both equally. Please don't do this to me. Please don't make me choose between you and them. I love you both. Please don't make me feel at odds with both of you. I love you. And I love them. And if their reaction to that is poison enriched, then you have your answer. Whoever wrote this, whoever put this in, hey, this is between you and my mom. I love you both. I'm not going to sit here and Sally talk my mom. I love her. She gave birth to me. If you have an issue with her, I would hope that you're an adult and you take it up with her, because she's an adult as well. And I love you both very much. You don't want to talk about anything else? I guess I'll leave then. You want to ask me how I'm doing in college? I guess I'll answer that then. There are ways you can do this. I am not the proxy which you vent to my parents, and vice versa. I am not here to tell my dad how he's failed you, and I am not here to tell you, my dad, how you failed him, or this, that. Tell them. And if their reaction is piss poor, then you have your answer, whoever wrote this. It's game over. Move towards them with love, and if you're met with further convolution, you probably have an answer, unfortunately, is my answer. I'm always into giving people multiple chances. Always. Every time I default. Give them another chance. Every time. I always will. Man, honestly, I think I don't want to shun away from this next life advice is like, man, I have a feeling a lot of people feel this. And I'm going to be honest, man, maybe I shouldn't do this one. But I actually feel it's a need. Because I think it's a bit glass half full or negative by default. And I really do want to address this. My advice is to move at them with love. And if they move at you differently, then you know how to move, man. Your family is always your family. And the relationship you have with them is the relationship you decide. And I think it's best to always be close to your family if you can be. But if you can't be, that's different. You know the situation, whoever wrote that. Uncle June gives head. Okay, here we go, here. And I think, man, this one kind of bums me out because I think a part of me relates to this and I think I can answer this well and just talk about it. Because let's just acknowledge we all went through a very unique experience if we met during the pandemic. I started streaming during COVID. I don't know if I ever would have started streaming without COVID. Let's just fully acknowledge that we all on this planet experienced something that most people haven't felt in roughly 100 years plus. We experienced a very unique scenario where we were on lockdown, understandably. There was panic, there was scare, there was frightening, right? Let's just acknowledge that first. I'm not saying we all have excuses built in for our behaviors or actions. What I'm saying is that if you actually break it down, most people will tell you, hey, how are you doing? I'm good. They're lying. We all kind of went through something, bruv. Far as how are you doing? And that's okay. Do we all go through something? Here's the cool part, is that regardless of COVID, we all already went through something regardless. We just didn't have our guard let down enough to be like, yeah, I went through it too, man. I mean, COVID just gave people more of an excuse to be like, yeah, I'm in a little bit of pain too. And I might be a little depressed or I might be a little sad, right? People always feel like that. We all have so much to share with each other. We just don't. In 2020, a lot of people were at home. A lot. It's when I started watching Twitch more. That's when I started engaging with Twitch mostly. I mean, I engaged with This is about you though, not me. It's when I started watching Twitch where I watched many people, met many people. But in the end, almost 2 years later now, what did that bring me? Did I really impact anyone's life? Do I even matter at all? I feel like there's a lot of streamers who just play the role. Take the bits, take the subs, smile and nod, but how much was really real? I guess my life advice question was, what can I take from this experience, and was it all for nothing? Man, I'm not gonna comment on other streamers. I know why I stream and what I do when I stream and this, that. It is not my place first and foremost to comment on another streamer's intent. It's just not. What can you take away from it? Didn't you spend time with people? Didn't you have fun? At any point at all, did you enjoy yourself? What you can take away from the experience, at least on the most face value, in my opinion, of levels, is that hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Is there a possibility that the person who wrote this was not enjoying themselves during this time on Twitch? Yes. I'm going to assume you were. You had moments of crying, of laughter, or crying of, oh my God, that's the saddest thing, or cutest thing, or this, that. Your question is no different, right? Replace your whole question about Twitch. I spent 4 years with people in college that were some great times. But we don't talk as much as we used to. I do wish we talked more. What do I take away from that? Everything. The time you had. The moments you spent and shared. And I hope you had those moments. I'm assuming you did. I'm assuming there was a reason you were, not just that you were bored or inside, that you were drawn, that it was more so the human experience. And also understand this as well. And this is what I can say about other streamers and other streamers' intent. I feel like there's a lot of streamers. I feel you feel. You don't know. Feelings are real, man. I'm not here to tell you what you feel. If you feel an emptiness, or you feel a lack, you feel that. I don't debate that it's not real. But the point is that there are certain things that we can leave up to subjectivity and objectivity. And there are certain things that are or are not. And the reality is that you might not know, right? Say you started engaging with 10 streamers during this time. Maybe 2 of them are like this, that whoever said, right? They're just in it for the, right? Is the glass half empty or half full? What about the people who meant it? And also at that token, do you know? Sometimes, again, I feel very, very, very broken or on the fence with these 2 statements I'm about to say. The first is, who told you that? And if the answer is you, we have to accept that it might be in our own head. That's the first statement. My second statement that I tend to agree with as well, something Dumbledore said. When Harry asked Dumbledore, was it real? And he says, you believed it, or it was in your head, or it meant something to you. Why should that mean it's any less real? I'm being dead ass, bro. Like, I'm being dead serious right now. I'm torn between those 2 statements all the time and assessing which one applies. Am I getting into this because I think it? Or am I getting into this because it's real? And that your experience is not determined by if somebody else tells you if it's real. That's your experience regardless. However, there are things that happen or don't. And I think my advice to this would be to remember why you were there in the first place. Remember the fun you had. Like, maybe you're guessing now. Like, it's just tough, man. Everybody has a different reason. I know people who like, maybe somebody, I don't know. There's just so many different instances here that you can gauge from this, whoever wrote this. It feels like it was all for nothing. But honestly, Val gets it. It's really only for nothing if you feel it was for nothing. Did it mean something to you or didn't it? And did you have fun or did you not? Those are the questions to start with. And if the answer is no, then maybe it didn't mean anything, dude. Maybe it didn't. But like, I'm gonna speak from experience, man. I'm gonna be real transparent and de-shielded or what have you. Armored out. Or not armored up. The antithesis of. There have been people in this community that like it has bummed me out for a little bit. Where I'm like, oh man. Person doesn't come around anymore as much. I don't ever misconstrue it as anything but me feeling that way and it being separate from why. Right? Their reason is their reason. It's not my reason. I just feel an emotion over it. Has nothing to do with me, probably. And if it does, then I wouldn't want that person around because it has something to do with me and who I am and what I right? Then I don't want that person around. So, like, it's very easy to get caught up in our own thoughts. As somebody who gets caught up in their own thoughts, ask yourself, do I have a real reference? Or am I just, right? Ooh, somebody confess this. How do I not stay up till midnight listening to confessions and advice from a drunk liberal on Twitch? That's hysterical. I don't know. Again, you can identify me and classify me as ever you would like. Whoever wrote this life advice, here's my life advice. If I'm your definition of a liberal, I don't want to know what you think of real liberals. Because while a lot of my tendencies lean liberal, I don't know. If you think I don't call out the Democratic Party, then you're just paying attention to what you feel like. That's not my problem. This life advice is that it's your problem. And my advice to you would be to deal with it on your own. Am I at all conservative? Very, very lightly in very few areas. I'm mostly liberal. Do I agree with liberals, the Democratic Party and institution as it coincides today in America? No. No. If I'm your definition of a liberal, God forbid the person who's just like you, who's never voted for another party but conservative. Because I'll tell you what, I've chosen not to vote before. Because I didn't fuck with it. If you think at all that, like, yeah, I know who I am. I bring this up because it makes me laugh. Alright, this next life advice. Something I feel consistently is a creative outlet, like you're missing. But I feel so tired from work and other life responsibilities, I struggle to find motivation for anything else. Yeah, cat dad, same. Because listen, I'm not going to sit here and ever chat. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I bash the GOP 100 times more than I do the DNC. I'm never going to sit here and lie to you. I go after the Republican Party significantly more than the Democratic Party. But here's the key. I just have really way less to go after the Democratic Party about. Like, one party is lying and trying to create an insurrection. Again, dude, like, you're just smoked out. So my advice would be to the person who wrote that would to be go contribute and donate to Donald Trump's get out of jail campaign. Because you're a fucking loser. That's my opinion. You can call me a liberal all you want. Because one day you and I are going to be at a bar. And we're going to be making fun of people who are more liberal than me. My advice would be to get over the fact that you've only voted one party your life. That would be my advice. Again, man, I've questioned so many times if I'm being fair. I have. I weigh myself every day. I measure myself. Probably too much. Probably an unhealthy amount. Suck my dick. Something I've consistently feel is missing in my life is a creative outlet. But I feel so tired from work and this. I would love any advice for pushing through to do more. Or what feels inspiring instead of what just has to be done. Man, this is a tough question. This is a tough life advice. And honestly, shout out to the person going through it creatively. Because on a real note, man, I've cried before because of my job. And I've just been like, I can't do it, man. Like, I can't do the things I want to do and have this. Like, I've been there. I've been down. I've been out. Honestly, some days I still might be, even with the current gig I have. Somebody, I hate to boil it down to a quote. I saw this quote one time. I forget who said it. Commitment is doing the thing you said you were going to do hours after that feeling left you. So to whoever wrote this, hold yourself accountable. And I know that's hard because you clearly have so many things to be accountable for in your life. I don't know whoever's situation wrote this. Command disclaimer, please. You need to remind yourself that sometimes it's okay to hold yourself overly accountable or underly, right? Sometimes it's okay to be like, you know, this is my third day in a row not going outside and watching Netflix, but maybe you need that. And other days, you need to go, no. Get the fuck out of this house and ride your fucking bike. Just be kind to yourself. I know that comes off like I'm being mean. Discipline. My advice would be to discipline yourself and have a sense of discipline. And discipline can give you a lot of different things in this life. Again, I don't know your scenario, so that actually makes this answer fair, because maybe you're in a way worse or less than I'm envisioning you. But if you say you're going to do something, hold yourself accountable. Hell, if it works, say, I swear to God, I'm going to do this on my mom's grave. And if saying that commits you to the next day waking up early to be like, oh my God, I swore on my mom's grave. Get the fuck out of bed, bro. You know what I mean? Whatever works for you. Like, it's individual to you what works for you to motivate you. But remind yourself what you're doing it for. Maybe it's for something greater than you have now, or maybe it's just so you can achieve some type of peace. I feel like you have to make sacrifices. Yeah, it's just true, John. It is true. And I struggle with this all the time. Do I make enough sacrifices? Yo, somebody, yeah, somebody sent, this next one is too serious and is just something that I am not equipped to give any advice about. This next one. So, this person, whoever you are, you submitted twice to life advice and confessions. It's just not something appropriate I can tackle on this stream. My advice to you would be, leave yourself defenseless and just try to talk to them and understand. How do I slot? Okay, I actually like this one for life advice. Because I think this works for not just guys, but girls too. And this is specific from a guy to a girl. How do I slide into a woman's DMs? You don't really know her, have connected on Facebook, work nearby at a bar, and I want to give it a shot. My honest, unfortunate advice is, if you work nearby, can you bump into her? Can you work at a bar, so you have an in. So you could just do something. I mean, how do you slide into her DMs? Here's how you do it. By understanding that you're not a womanizer and you're not throwing a DM at every woman you're attracted to. There's a difference between being attracted to somebody and going after somebody, right? Here's how you do it. By sliding into her DMs. Being like, hey, I work at such and such. Like, we're having like a little karaoke night on Thursday. Be super cool if you stop by. Or you just literally, you do it by doing it. It's either gonna happen or it's not. I have connected on Facebook. So you already kind of know her. Here's how I would do it. Hey, lol, we have karaoke on Thursday nights if you ever want to stop by. Like, I know we just like randomly we're friends on Facebook, I don't know, but like, just acknowledge how funny it is, or just invite her. Invite her to your bar. Literally is how I would do it. You're almost in a power position of like, well, I'm gonna be here anyway. So if you'd like to stop by, the ball's in your court. You don't have to. Or maybe you'd like to hang out, whoever wrote this. How do you slide? By sliding. Just literally do it and go, hey, like, yo, I work at this joint. Like, I saw you work here. Bro, literally, like, you're on Facebook. If you see how what somebody does for a living, like, imagine this, chat. Imagine this. You're friends with somebody on Facebook. You can go to their profile and see what their profession is, and you ask them what they do for work. What are we beating around a bush here? I see you work in such and such. Fucking stop on down, dude. Fuck. I got a bunch of... You want to make it even... You know what? Here's how you help it. Here's how you make it better for you. Here's how you make it better for you. Invite other dudes. and invite other people. I invited John, Phil, and such. I'm pretty sure you know them. Was they're gonna try to make it down too? Just trying to have a little fun. Sometimes it gets a little boring. You know how it be. Make it literally easier for you. Invite other people and make it casual so you have a chance to have a real conversation with her. Holy shit. Boom. Don't be a dick. Who's off the bed? Tansy. Love you, Tansy. Cheers to you. Sleep tight. Much love to you, Tans. I have to make sacrifices. Night, Tansy. Yo, I love this. This has been a great stream. I'm loving this right now. Oops, what did I click on? Okay, here we are. Don't be a dick. If she says no, then obviously just shake ass. Yeah. Listen, don't multi-text, but if you're gonna, just do it twice. Invite her, nothing. Invite her one more time a few months after. Nothing, it's over. You're done. You move on. No big deal. Right? Or, right? Because, like, you're putting her... You're in a position of power, like I said, but she is too. She can pull up to a bar with some homegirls. This guy invited me, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Let me pull up with my betches. She pulls up 4 deep. Next thing you know, you're just having a fun time entertaining her and her friends. And like, and your other, right? You're just working. Hopefully you're comfy with that, right? You're actually putting her in a position of power because, and yourself, what you're really doing is putting each other in equal standing. You're where you work. She knows where you are. If she'd like to stop by, she's more than welcome. And, you know, that's your vibe. She can invite people. She can show up if she doesn't want to or does want to. She can come with a few people. She can come alone, right? Like, no matter what, you should both be comfortable, hopefully. Hopefully she's not, right? I don't know. Like, that to me is just... You got the in there. You work at a bar. So that's my advice. And if she's not into it, then she's not into you. All right, I actually fuck with this because I'm not gonna lie, I'm an old soul. This one I empathize with. I do. I don't know if I empathize with this one. I really do. I really empathize with this one. But yeah, how do you slide? By just slide, my guy. Just slide. Just invite her to your bar. Ultimate ball in your court. I work here. You want to come by? I got you on a drink. You know? Oh, we could always use some business. Yeah, I hope you're well. Oh, hey, we know each other through such and such. Just be frank. Especially, I don't know. I'm an older guy, like in terms, like not older, but I'm 31. I'm gonna be real. If a chick is like dodgy or a chick is like spotty or this, that, I'm just like, especially if she's my age, I'm just like out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm 31. If I'm talking to a girl who's 31 and she's like super like random and out there and like just not very like this, that, and doesn't seem into, I'm out. Just because it's like, girl, I'm 31. Are we gonna have something or are we not? I'm not here to like guess about when to text you. So don't fuck with me like that. Like I've been there. Like I'm good on that. Like either it's gonna happen or it's not. Like, and I don't mean in such like a one chance type way where it's like, you look, either we kick it off once or we don't. No, but just don't. I'm just not with that fucking. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, so I empathize with this one. Yeah, floral, right? Like, don't, like, just, like, be... Listen, dude, I'm on Tinder and Bumble, and it'd be real easy for me to be like, fuck this, dude. Like, the amount of chicks that I will be like, so, getting a bite to eat? Or getting a little coffee, my treat? Or this, that? It's like, sometimes people just want... And honestly, I'm convinced half the chicks on Tinder are in a relationship and just want to make sure they still have it. I'm convinced. I'm super convinced. That they're just like, I'm not cheating. I just want to make sure I still got that thing. And listen. If I wasn't so sure I had that thing, I might feel the same way. I'm gonna be real. If I wasn't so sure that I had that thing, I might do the same. All right, background, older man looking for a woman. Okay. This immediately sounds like Craigslist. I'm roasting you. Whoever this is, that was unfair. Old enough DMing wasn't a thing, but try learning something new without being a creep. Okay, so you're... Okay. So this person is growing up, like, single in an era where instant messaging and DMing wasn't the norm. How do you do it? Fuck, man. I'm empathetic because I think I don't have the full... Like, I obviously never have the right answer with any of these. Just don't be too rambunctious again. Like, there are just ways where you have a natural reaction. I don't know. I've noticed, I don't know. There's so many people on Instagram that I've just like casually turned into like from following, that I've gone from following to casually turning into like a nonchalant conversation of like, yo, how have you been? I literally, there's this chick I fuck with so heavy on Instagram. Like, I fuck with them. Like, at what they do, the shit, like their whole page theme, all this shit. Like, I just fuck with it. I'm not gonna reveal who. I don't know how I did it. I just nonchalantly over time turned that, like me being like a fan, into being like, bruh, I'm with this shit. You should be getting at it like that. And they're like, yo, I fuck with what you're saying, like this, that. And having genuine conversations. I don't know. I don't know. You just have to be personable. The best thing to be is personable. And it's unfair to me for me to say that because I think being personable is easy for me. I do. Like, I'm going to admit that. They might not be the right answer, but it's realistic. I'm the same. I gave up on apps. Yeah, Floral, it's just fuck, dude. I kept getting too many creepy messages from guy that got out of hand. See, that's the thing too, though. Like, I'm empathetic with chicks because I've seen the types of messages chicks receive on those apps. And it actually, at one point, those types of messages, I was like, damn, I'm sending tame messages compared to these. But then I realized, like, dude, some chicks just be getting, like, messages. It's wild. Dudes are wild. That's the easy answer. And this song's a hit. And honestly, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's been 3 hours. We've been doing this for 3 hours. I'm so happy. Man, to my guy who's a little older who's DMing, just go back to traditional methods. I think you can still do your thing traditionally. The things you know, I think you can do. Bars, clubs, just, you know, going at, right? I really do. I honestly think a big disconnect between men and women right now is for women sometimes an oversaturation, and for men an under. I'm gonna be real, man. If I'm being real on life advice, I really think that's a big issue between men and women right now, just in terms of understanding. Is the fact that women are oversaturated and some men might, some women, some, not all. Some women are oversaturated and some men are under, right? Like, I just think like people would do better to understand, like, I don't know. It's tough, man. It's to the person who wrote this, it's tough. I think you can do traditional methods. And I wish you the best of luck. And honestly, the best way to do it is to realize that people send you messages. Nah, here it is. Younger generations, maybe more than old, I don't know this, send messages without sending messages, unlike previous generations did. Meaning, no answer is an answer. Read and no response is an answer. So you know. How do you not want to be a creep and not be awkward? You sent a message, you tried one time, and you didn't get a response, but you saw it was read. You did it twice. We're good. Out. Done. You know? That's it. That's done in a way where, like, you're not being disrespectful towards whoever she is or he or whoever you're getting after. Like, you tried twice and you went, you know what? Okay. Right? No harm in that. Zero harm in that. Especially being understanding. Hey, my bad. Hope you did. Cheers. Just bouncing off. Right? Third time's a charm. I'm the third born. I'm the third son. Low key. Pretty sure I was an accident. I tend to not agree with that. Third time. Okay, somebody else. This is the last life advice. This is the last life advice. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one, man. I think a lot of people can relate to this. This is a good one. I'm a tired Johnny boy. I appreciate you. Everybody hanging out tonight again. I have not been the most responsive to messages in chat. I've been really rambling and getting after this. So Johnny, my guy. Johnny 3. You already know what it always has been. A little bit of Hennessy. Cheers. Cheers, Steve. I hope you sleep well. I'm gonna do an interim in the meantime. Hold on, we're gonna excuse this for a second. Homie said, is college a good idea? What are you going for? Are you going for something very specialized? Or are you going for public relations? Are you going for web design, or are you going for statistician work and mathematician or finance? Right? If you're going for some type of art, I would argue this is a time where you could maximize on being the most creative. Say technically you already have it and you just want to be creative. What are you doing? Like, depends what you're going for. If you're going for a fucking bachelor in fucking socials work, or not social work, in history or some bullshit, like, yeah, maybe college isn't for you. Try to get your Briz Ed. Try to fucking, you know, do some shit creatively or this, that. But it just depends what you're going for. Ultimately, college can be a good idea. You just have to understand the risks and the plight of the debt. You have to fully understand it. And the issue is most 18-year-olds aren't in a position that they are capable to comprehend that. That is the great issue in America right now as well. Another, you know, so it's funny. So many of these life advices I can turn into American issues. When a country treats its next generation up as a credit card and a means to pay off and just, leave it on their bill, that's when a country fails. That's what the United States did. You want to go to college? Couple $100,000. Fuck you. Lol. I got it now. The country's going to have less money running. I claim to be about the economy, but I don't care about the economy when I'm gone. I just care about the economy when I'm here. Whoa, how much of a numbers guy are you? Do you care the longevity or your fucking subjectivity, you fucking scumbag? How many things can I tie to the greed of this nation, or just this world? Oh my goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Is college a good idea? It wasn't a good idea when they made it into a credit card bill. Again, we could dive into that another time. This is life advice with your boy, That Young Lad. Again, if you ain't following, I have not self-promoed one time this night. So I'm gonna fucking do it right now. ThatYoungLad.com for all the music. Do you like rap? Do you specifically like old school boom bap with meaningful lyrics? Goodness gracious, dude. Do I have the music for you? It's my homie, That Young Lad. He just so happens to be me. Where do you listen to music? That's where my shit is. You're gonna enjoy it. I have no doubt. Alright, we're going. This is the last life advice. This is the last one. Then the suit's coming off. Chat, remember. Who spotted it? I got the fucking you-know-what underneath. Who spotted it? This has been an unbelievable fucking... I fucking love this. This has been up on the screen for so long. I dated a girl for 4 years. Nice. Some people in chat right now are like, damn, this motherfucker's committed. Whoever they are, they're committed as fuck. Like, just off top, if you dated somebody for 4 years, amen, good for you. I'm glad. I hope that it was well done. And listen, whatever way this message goes and that relationship went, you know? And a few months ago, we completely cut ties with each other. Okay. So you got used to way of living. Okay. My head is still thinking about that relationship. How do I move on from that relationship? Thanks for the advice. Honestly, man, this is a cop-out answer. Whoever answered this, I'm going to assume you're, again, whoever you are. You love some girl. And it ended, for better or worse for either of you, right? You should be where you're at. I hate to say this like it's a normality or a formality. If you dated somebody for 4 years and it's been 6 months, I understand. I really do, man. Honestly, if you felt that way after a year and a half, I'd understand. I hate to say this. I apologize. I think some women, this might be misogynistic, I'm going to admit, outright and upfront, to be honest. And I apologize if this is misogynistic. And this might not be for you, man. Just go out. Try to get at some chicks. Try to see if you could just have some fun. Go to a strip club. I hate to say that. Like, I feel like that might be like a little toxic. I don't know, man. Just like, get your mind off it. Just forget about it. Because if it's over and you made that decision, you have to commit to it. And you have to commit to it whatever way you can. I can't believe I'm giving somebody the advice. By the way, again, command disclaimer, like, you can't listen to me for advice. I understand the dystopian, misogynistic concept of a strip club. I do. It's not lost on me. I promise. I'm talking about my guy in this scenario where he's hurting. And it's just like, just, you gotta forget about it. You have to forget about it. You have, like, if it's the thing you've committed to. If you love her and you think it was the wrong choice, then act upon this. You know the context. There's only so much context here on the life advice. There's only so much. So your choice has to be, you have to assert, was it fair? Were y'all at equal? Were you fair? Was she fair? Did you treat each other well? Is this worth pursuing? Is this a relationship that should be left where it's at? You have so much assessing to do on your end that I can't do because I have a lack of information. As I do with so many of these. You have to just get over, like, not get over it. That's the unfair thing to say, because it's going to take time. You're just going to be in, like, if you really love this person, whoever you are, it's just going to suck and it's going to hurt, bro. That's it. There's nothing else I can say. I wish there was. That's just like, I say this having felt the exact thing you felt. Honestly. I wish I didn't. I wish we didn't have to go through it. You just have to try to keep yourself active. Take the time for yourself. So long as you've been fair to yourself and given yourself time, maybe a week or two, you're just watching Netflix. You're, you know what I mean? You're gaming, or you're doing nothing. You're just moping, right? But then you have to pick yourself up. Because if you don't, there's never like, if you love somebody, a piece of you is always with them. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're waiting to feel whole again, I don't know if that ever comes back. So you either get over that or you don't. You truly love somebody, you either understand and move on or you don't. There's only two bridges. So you just have to accept it and move. And that's unfair to say because it's not just easier said than done, but I'm essentially telling you to quote unquote get over something, right? Like that's not fair. You just have to put yourself out there, get out there. Go get some beers with the boys or the girls, whoever you are. Like, right? Just go get some beers with the breasts. Go chill in your fucking homie's stream. Or go chill, and that's not me, I'm not saying me here just because you wrote into my life advice. For a dead ass. Maybe your homie just started streaming. And he's got 3 viewers. And you're like, nah, I gotta be in here for him. Like, I wanna be there for my guy, he's trying to do something right now. Like, let me show him that I believe with him. Right? Like, maybe you need to, you know, just go out and just there's just tons of things that you can do that you feel limited from because you're hurting. But the reality is that the world is as limitless to you as it's ever been. In fact, the unfortunate reality is that sometimes when we're in relationships, we are a little more tied down. And our options to do things are a little more restricted. Maybe you can't go golfing immediately on a Sunday, right? Maybe you can't do this on a Monday night abruptly, right? That's just the inevitability of a relationship. That's what you both agree to, that, hey, sometimes we have to be there for each other, right? I would argue now you're in your most free space. So the world is more limitless to you than it's ever been. If it feels limited, it's because you're hurt. And it sucks what you're going through. That's why. Cheers. Whoever wrote that, I honestly relate to that, man. As somebody who's like, I'm not like, I rap. I talk my talk. I talk my shit. I stand by everything I've ever fucking said. But I also stand by what I say when it comes to how I feel in terms of mental health and in terms of just like how I feel emotionally, man. And I think that shit's important. And I think if you're not in a good spot, it's okay. Like tonight, like we had some fun. That was the last one. Tonight we had some fun. We did some life advice. The confessions were wild. I hope we do these again. I'm going to cut off. Please nobody submit anymore to the life advice. Please nobody submit anymore to the confessions. I'm going to start a new one for the new edition. I honestly think that people fucked with this. We had a lot of people in here. I think y'all enjoyed this. If I'm assuming, so be it. I'll make an ass out of y'all and me. I don't give a shit. If you're afraid to be an ass, raise your hand. I put my hand down because I'm never afraid to be an ass. We're going to do this shit again because I think this shit was a hit. I think this shit was fun. I'm not going anywhere. We're still streaming. I relate hard to this one, man. I've been heartbroken. I think we all have. I think almost most people in here can. I'm going to make an assumption that a lot of people in here can. Maybe you can't. And if you can't, some people would say you're lucky. I'd say maybe you are. I don't know. This shit just sucks, bro. When it doesn't work out and you want it to so bad, it's such a powerless, fleeting moment. That is such a tough pill to swallow. Especially if you believe yourself to be a strong person. I'm a strong person. I can deal with it. One more chance. Very easy. To be a strong person and to oversell yourself. Let's be fair, man. You might just have, like, again, very rarely am I going to get a life advice where I advise you to go to the strip club. Go throw some bills, man. I apologize to the ladies or anybody if that comes up. I mean, I apologize, but go do it. Go to the strip club. Go try to just have some fun. Go link up. Just go see if you can find anybody who's down. Like, I know it's a bit empty. It's a bit empty, it might be. But I think sometimes left to our own devices, we'll think ourselves into a panic or just a stupor. And if you're somebody who tends to think yourself into a corner, sometimes it's best to get out of that corner whatever way you can. That's how I think. You're rarely going to hear me advise you go to a strip club. Go to a strip club. Go out to a bar. Go fucking just talk to people. Create an online profile. Start talking to chicks, even if you don't meet up to them with them. Be a piece of shit. Maybe you're like some good-looking dude who has chicks being like, "Hey, when we going out?" Maybe that, right? Play them on Tinder. Just fucking get to the point where they ask you out and then just reassure yourself you got it and move on. Like, I know that's a bit empty. I apologize. I know it. I know what I just said is empty. I know if you do that a few times, you're just going to start to realize that, like, yo, man, this is for the better. Like, I'm the fucking shit. Like, I'm hurt, but you can't count yourself out, man. Just got to remind yourself. I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. Oh, what a great night. What a great night. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is wild. You like how the life advice was over where the person's sitting? Did anybody notice? I hope y'all notice. I'm over the thing. Dude, wild. Wild. All right, we're still streaming. I'm not done. I'm not done with y'all. Get the fuck out of here. You think I'm done with y'all? You have any idea who you're stealing from? You and your friends are dead. What are you fucking... I'm changing. I'm changing. Again, chat, I can't stress this enough. Everything that we just went over was hysterical, this, that. And sometimes it was serious. Sometimes it was nonsensical. Again, I am not a substitute for a therapist, psychiatrist, doctor. So if you're feeling some type of way, then go talk to a professional. I don't think anybody here necessarily is, but I do think that it is my responsibility to say that out loud if I'm going to do what we just did on stream. So, there's that. There's that. We've been saying it all night. That was great. Those are closed off. And no more, no longer. Again, anonymity. I don't want to know who anybody is. I'm going to change. I have to pee so bad. That was so much fun. The confessions were a little more fun because they were a little less serious. The life advice was good though. Like, I don't know, man. I'm really happy with how everything just went. I'm stoked. I hope I have tickled chat's fancy with confession, at least one of those two things. Probably tomorrow on stream, I'm going to have a new form set up. And I'm going to have the next life advice takes place whenever I announce it. Again, remember, if I said anything to y'all and it applied to you, I'm speaking from my perspective always. So you have to always keep your perspective in mind as well. It's good to see it outside the box. It's also good to see it from your perspective. My life feels advised. I'm going to take what I would honestly estimate as a well-deserved pee break, and I will be right back. Give me one fucking second. Jesus F. Yo, the confessions. Honestly, next time though, hold on, I'm coming back. Next time we're doing just like, I know what we're gonna tease next. It's gonna be confessions, because confessions was wild. Honestly, I'm gonna submit a few confessions, and nobody's gonna know about it next time. I'm gonna submit a few confessions, and honestly, I wish I thought about it this time. I should have submitted a few of my own and had my own narrative over my own fucking shortcomings. Cheers. I'll be right back. I gotta pee.